Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. Health officials have issued warnings to the public on the dangers of purchasing alcohol on the black market. Substance Abuse Advisory Council Secretariat Charmaine Hippolyte Emmanuel indicated that the buying and ultimate consumption of some of these unknown alcoholic beverages can have both health and social implications. The warning follows a robbery at St. Lucia Distillers where bandits made off with 170 liters of 95% proof alcohol. Officials caution that consuming such strong proof alcohol could have a person reach alcohol poisoning levels.
Since the enforcement of COVID-19 protocols which placed a ban on alcohol sales, many people have resorted to purchasing liquor from the black market or abattoir. Substance Abuse Advisory Council Secretariat Charmaine Hippolyte Emmanuel advised the public that such practices should be ceased as these practices impact both the health and social life of an individual.
We could say there are two risks. One, we could look at social, and also we could look at some health risks. If we were to look at the social risk, first and foremost, one may not know exactly what they're purchasing, much less what they're about to consume, meaning that there aren't any labels on the bottle or no one knows exactly the content of that mixture. As it relates to the social risk, there could be an increase in domestic violence and MVAs, meaning motor vehicle accidents. As it relates to the health risk, persons may have underlying health conditions that they may not be aware of. And especially in light of the pandemic right now, I could say that the consumption of alcohol, especially black market, could actually worsen the situation.
The Ministry of Health has indicated that the cries of alcoholics have been heard, and for that reason, the Rehabilitation Center, in collaboration with the ministry, is there to assist when urges arise.
Persons will say that they really need alcohol to cope in light of the current situation with COVID-19. But persons may argue too that it's a value statement. But if we are honest and we weigh out the risk involved in the consumption of alcohol, we will agree that we don't quite have the benefits. We understand too that there are persons who are alcoholics, we acknowledge that, and they may be having withdrawal symptoms or they may be craving for alcohol. The Turning Point Rehabilitation Center with Ministry of Health is actually there to provide that kind of support. So family members and even friends are encouraged to give that kind of support to others who may be in need of that kind of help.
Hippolyte says persons may not know the alcohol content or what the beverage is made of, which is very risky. She says the use of such may lead to ripple effects, not just on the consumer, but their family as well.
Persons can get into arguments, into other domestic issues. Even in the homes, families become disturbed, children are affected, there's the risk of abuse of all kinds, and that sort of thing.
The public is advised that the myth that alcohol will help with the killing of COVID-19 should be debunked. The ministry is also appealing to the public to be cautious when purchasing and consuming alcohol. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzague.
The Ministry of Health has released repatriated St. Lucians from quarantine at the Rodney Bay Public Health Facility. Fanel Neptune tells us more.
A total of 8 St. Lucian nationals who were repatriated from a cruise ship will be leaving the Rodney Bay Public Health Facility, where they spent 14 days in quarantine. The individuals have shown no signs and symptoms of the virus. Minister for Health and Wellness, Senator the Honorable Mary Isaac, highlighted the importance of people being placed in quarantine.
It is very important that the government take it on its own to quarantine persons when they arrive in St. Lucia, because I don't know if you remember initially we were asking people to home quarantine, and that did not work well at all. So it is the government's responsibility now to ensure that persons are taken into quarantine in order to protect the rest of our population. That is the only way you can be sure that the people are adhering to the protocols and that they are going to remain in quarantine for the 14-day period.
Two of the individuals described what life in quarantine was like.
We enjoyed it. It was part of the protocol that we went through, but it was good. We enjoyed. I learned a lot. because I came from Norwegian Spirit, and when we got to St. Lucia, we really enjoyed every minute of it, and we learned quite a lot in terms of wearing the mask and washing your hands and those sorts of things. And I guess I'm going to take that back home with me.
It's healthy to be safe and to be here and make sure that you are not spreading the coronavirus, and just to make sure that we're protecting our loved ones before we go home and we don't spread it to the people that we love.
The 8 individuals who left the Rodney Bay Public Health Facility were each presented with a letter stating that he or she is in good health. Reporting from the Communications Unit of the Ministry of Health and Wellness, I am Fennel Neptune.
Raise Your Voice St. Lucia Inc. on Wednesday distributed food packages to women around the island who in one way or another have been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. Raise Your Voice St. Lucia President Catherine Seeley says given the current unique situation facing the country, the group's members and other supportive men and women donated the items which were delivered to needy women across the island.
Many people have lost their jobs due to COVID-19 and are waiting to find out whether they qualify for the NIC economic relief. Against this backdrop, Raise Your Voice St. Lucia Inc. has decided that they will provide some of their clients and other women who have lost their jobs with the much-needed relief in the form of food packages. President of the Raise Your Voice St. Lucia, Catherine Seeley, says the donations were made by various individuals who support the organization.
We are here packaging basic food supplies for our clients and for other women who have lost their jobs, who are unemployed, who are still waiting on NIC to sort out themselves so that they can buy food for their children. We have a number of children who are getting fed under the school feeding program and they are at home right now. They need a lot more food because they are at home 24 hours a day. So the donation for these food supplies came from women who donated. We didn't get any corporate donations. We got donations from mostly women and some men too, from individual persons in society who donated, and we procured basic food supplies.
Seeley says over 300 packages were donated to women in communities across the island.
So we package a total of about 300 plus food supplies, including chicken, to make sure that people have food for at least a few days. We package, we arrange distribution right away, so everything is being distributed today. We did Gros Islet, we did Barbono, we did Dennery, we did Vieux-Fort, we did Soufrière, we did Castries.
Seeley says the whole issue of relief from NIC is being dragged out, and she believes the organization needs to speed up the process, seeing so many people are dependent on the monies to take care of their responsibilities.
I do not agree with them taking so much money from my pension fund. However, I do agree to the purpose of taking the money. But I do find that NIC has shown that they're not ready and they're taking a very long time to sort out people. There are people who cannot pay their rent, who cannot buy food, who cannot pay their light bill. And yesterday I noticed WASCO was disconnecting water. So, I mean, NIC need to get themselves together. If NIC have so much money they can give, the NIC can hire the appropriate expertise so that they can speed up this process. Women are at home, they don't have no food. And we need NIC to do what they have to do quickly.
Seeley is very adamant that a lot more needs to be done to assist women who are unemployed. Reporting for the Hot 7 News, I am Novita Emmanuel Green.
Christian Glasgow of the Anglican Church says while the dynamics of COVID-19 continue to change, the Anglican Church community has adapted very well to what may be the new normal. Glasgow says the move to have more people in a physical space, that is at the church house, is welcomed, but he says the virtual masses have been a great success.
COVID-19 disrupted the way of lives of all St. Lucians. As the rules and regulations governing social distancing become less stringent, 10 persons were allowed to gather in a church structure. Prime Minister Alan Chastanet recently announced that depending on the size of the church, more persons can congregate if the 6-feet distance can be kept among the members in the congregation. Anglican priest Christian Glasgow says even in the practicing and keeping of the faith, one must not disregard protocol.
As church, even as we exercise our faith, we have to do so responsibly. And when we had the limitation in terms of the persons who can worship because of social gathering, etc., I had no issue with that. We had to work in accordance with what the present situation required as we find ourselves in a different position here in St. Lucia.
Glasgow says the church adapted very well to the using of social media to administer service to its members, and a decision was made from the onset of the virus to use social media to ensure the church was in compliance with all regulations. He also asserted that the church will continue to use social media platforms on a needs-be basis, depending on what happens with the COVID-19 situation.
We are part of the Diocese of the Windward Islands, and we took a collective decision very early during the lockdown that we would have pre-recorded services which would be televised on Sundays. And this was across the 3 islands of St. Vincent, St. Lucia, and Grenada. We are now moving to the stage where our services from here on in will be pre-recorded as needed here at Holy Trinity and broadcast on the several stations here in St. Lucia that have been carrying out services on Sunday.
He says, with respect to the announcement made by the Prime Minister, the Anglican Church is welcoming the idea to house more members, but will definitely continue to ensure the protocols are followed. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzague.
This is the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Stay with us. There's more coming up after the break.